Here we go, playoff time. We are here at Marietta High School for the UPSL Georgia Premier Division Playoffs quarterfinals. Second seed Potros FC taking on the seventh seed Filial Pachuca, Georgia. Potros looking to make back-to-back-to-back semifinal appearances after falling last season to North Georgia United in the semifinal. Last spring, lost in the semifinal to Atlanta United Academy. Have a chance to get back into the semifinals if they can pull off a win today, as the final instructions are given for both teams. Final warm-ups. We can see the referees about to do the coin toss with the captains. And today, one of the talking points for today will be the temperature. We've got 90 degrees temperatures. Feels like 95. Up, down on the turf, it'll feel closer to 100 or more. And so today, that's going to be something that both teams are going to have to deal with. But as the quote from the FIFA Club World Cup currently going on all across the United States, an Atletico Madrid player complaining about the heat in the middle of the day, but he did say we can't complain. Both teams have to play under the same conditions. And that's going to be the situation today. So it might come down to who has more on the bench. It could come down to who has better fitness. It could come down to who's mentally more prepared, who did the physical preparation throughout the week. And that could be what it comes down to today, as this season has shown, the playoffs so far have shown that the standings in the table don't really matter too much. We saw Georgia Revolution did come away with the win against Limeño, Georgia last night, 3-1. And we also saw one of the most exciting games you'll probably see in the UPSL between Dalton United and UMA-FC. Dalton United had a 4-1 lead with about 20 minutes remaining. UMA fought and tied the game in the last minute of regular time. Went into extra time, and during extra time, UMA took the lead twice, and Dalton was able to tie it up again, forcing penalty kicks, and eventually UMA would come away with the 4-3 penalty kick wins after a 6-6 draw. So the two teams the closest together in the table in the first round of the playoffs. That's kind of what you would expect, a back and forth game, but no one expected a scoreline of 6-6 and then going to penalty kicks. So we'll see if we get that big of a scoreline today as the teams get ready to line up. We're a couple of minutes from kickoff, 5:55 p.m. here in Marietta High School, 6 p.m. kickoff. You can see both teams starting to line up. We have the Potros starting lineup ready for you here. It's going to be Cameron Verona in goal. And across the back line, Evan Greenberg, Kwesi Paul, Omar Barrow, and John Engel. In the midfield, Benjamin Oranga, Latrell Bradshaw, and Brendan Fry getting the start. And then up top, Jimmy Lee Noel, Mark Dadinho Bino, and the Golden Boot winner for the regular season, Nazario Mbomio. It's going to be an exciting one as the teams get ready to walk out. We'll be right back after the national anthem. Here we are, moments from kickoff, the final handshakes between the two teams. It's playoff time, quarterfinals here in Marietta. Potros FC versus Filial Pachuca, Georgia. Unfortunately, we were not provided a roster with numbers for Pachuca, Georgia, so we will not be able to call out their names throughout the game. But of course, your Potros FC here on Potros FC's YouTube channel, we will be bringing you all of the stats, all of the facts about the game coming into this game. Potros coming into this game with 8 wins in their last 9 matches after a rough start to the season, only 1 win in the first 4. Now seems like they've really found their rhythm. The addition of players throughout the season, such as Kwesi Paul in the back line, such as Nazario and Bomio with the goals that he scored. But one notable missing player will be Pedro Lima, who had the opportunity to go for a pro trial in Costa Rica and has been invited to stay an additional week. He was expected to be back, but he was invited for an extra week because of a good performance there. So good luck to Pedro Lima on that opportunity for him. He will be missed today, but you will see Jimmy Lee Noel come in on his place on this left wing on the near side. So we're going to have an exciting game. Jimmy Lee Noel, one of the top assisters of the season. Most of his appearances have come off the bench. So it will be an interesting one. And looks like we did just have the lineup for Pachuca come in. So when we get an opportunity to get that, we will add that here in the in your broadcast today. So about to start the match. Final warm-ups, final checks on the field. And we begin here at Marietta. First half ready to go. Pachuca starting us off in the navy and white stripes, moving from left to right on your screen. Potros going to be in all white, moving from right to left on your screen. Some shade currently on the field is going to make it a little bit easier, but as the sun comes out, it will be a difficult match. A hot day today. We'll see what intensity these teams bring. Can any team take advantage early while they're fresh? Pachuca starting with the ball down this line. 1-2 here on the near side. Coming down the line. Trying to find an option to cut back or put a cross into the box. Goes one-on-one instead. Gets close to the touchline, and Omar Barrow gets across to make sure that one goes out to safety. An early goal kick for Potros. Their first chance to really get some possession. This Potros team with an impressive season under Frankie Ruiz. First full season under their new head coach, who came in at the end of last season. Won the first ever playoff match for Potros against Georgia Revolution in extra time. Jimmy Lee Noel getting the winner in that game. Now his first full season underway. Broke a lot of records in this regular season, but didn't win the regular season title. Here's Noel. Noel puts a cross in. Bradshaw can't keep it down, but that will be a first good opportunity for Potros. Starting to test their time to go forward. Latrell Bradshaw playing in a bit of a higher position than we've seen him most of the season. Normally has played at the left back position for most of the season. Today starts in the midfield due to the absence of Augusto Del Rio. A mistake there, and Bomio can't get to it though. Cleared away by the keeper. Augusto Del Rio, another player missing, had previous commitments that conflicted with the playoff match before he joined mid-season from Life University on the off-season. Ball thrown in by Engel. Loose ball falls to the feet of Fry, gets it quickly wide to Greenberg. Greenberg with a nice touch into space. Looking for an option, but decides to go back a little bit, and then that link up with Dadinho was picked out by Pachuca. A chance here for them to break if they can get some space. They find the wide player. A heavy touch towards the line, but manages to keep it in play. here on these navy blue lines at Marietta High School. Playing across. Can hear some of the instructions from the field. From the coaches, a very tightly contested match. Both teams will want to go. Pachuca had a bit of a back and forth season, but 2 impressive wins to finish off the season against FC Columbus Elite and Albion Soccer Club. Put them into the playoffs in a decent position. A chance here to put a cross in on the front post, and Verona finds it into his palms. Verona pushing his team forward, trying to get the ball up the field. Looking for Mbomio. Bounces, it looked like it bounced off the back of Mbomio, maybe from the Pachuca player, but Pachuca ends up with the ball here. Mbomio putting pressure. Quick ball forward, goes over angle, but the loose ball will roll all the way to the feet of Verona. Omar Barrow, one of the new players who joined Potros this season. A lot of new players actually in this lineup who have joined this season. That ball played forward by Barrow behind the defense. Noel can't keep it in. Pachuca with a chance to build out from the back. Goes towards the middle. Spencer Van Buskirk, another player who misses out on the starting lineup after having an opportunity in Costa Rica, as well as Pedro Lima. He did not train this week, which is why he starts on the bench, but could be an option off the bench as that ball tried to play through. Barrow picks it out. Omar Barrow, who missed the last 2 games, was rested for one of them, and then the last game he had personal reasons to miss out. Back in the starting lineup today. A dangerous ball in the middle, but Paul safely just lets it bounce off of his head into the hands of Verona. Verona trying to play quickly. And Mbomio wins the first header to the feet of Dadinho. Dadinho with some space, but has pressure coming from behind. Cuts inside. Puts the ball across to the back post. Here's Noel. Jimmy Noel puts across again. That's too high, that one for Dadinho. Greenberg there to pick it up on the far side. Greenberg crossed with his left foot behind Noel. Has to deal with the ball behind him, and in that attempt to shield the ball off, commits a foul. So Potros again having to manage without some of their key players, as we mentioned a few minutes at the beginning of the game. So giving opportunities for players like Bradshaw in the midfield today and Noel starting here on the wing. That ball from Pachuca trying to put it in a dangerous position, and John Engel will just let it roll out for a throw-in. Now Pachuca trying to close down the space in that corner. John Engel with the long throw, trying to find the feet of Nazario. And Mbomio fell to Pachuca, and in that physical battle, Pachuca was forced to put the ball out, and now Noel trying to get another quick throw underway. Brendan Fry just got a flick on it, but it's too heavy for Dadinho. He's not going to be able to get to it. And Pachuca have another chance here to build out. Has pressure. Decides to go long instead. Uranga winning the ball in the middle. His header finds the feet of a Pachuca player. Pachuca giving the ball away in the middle. Uranga, his pass was a little too heavy for Fry. Barrow having to clean up a ball behind again. A little bit of a flick, back heel flick, finds angle, and now time and space. You see Kwesi Paul putting his hands to his head, telling the players to calm down, to be patient, to not give the ball away easily. And Paul finds the feet of Dadinho with space. Turns, tries to go quickly to Noel, over the top. Jimmy Lee Noel with a touch, but can't get to the second ball. Just the touch was just a little bit too close to the Pachuca defender, and he was not able to get in between. So that ball will fall to the hands of the goalkeeper for Pachuca. Filial Pachuca, Georgia, trying to do better than their affiliated senior club. Pachuca from Mexico lost earlier today to Real Madrid in the FIFA Club World Cup 3-1, despite being up a man for 83 minutes of the match. Advantage given on that one as Brendan Fry committed the foul. Pachuca doing well to get into these forward positions. Haven't created any danger yet. And Omar Barrow commits a foul there. And a free kick here for Pachuca from a dangerous position. And as we just mentioned, they've done well so far to get into these attacking positions. Haven't really created any danger, but they'll have the opportunity here from the free kick. As the clouds start to go away, the sun starts to come out here in Marietta. Will make it very difficult, very hot for both teams. It's going to be an interesting game as the time goes on. Temperatures will start to drop near the end of the game, but not significantly. Free kick for Pachuca. Across the goal. Header was just too difficult for him to redirect it to the goal. But it was a good free kick. He found his teammate. Potros trying to get settled into this match. Create some real opportunities. They had that one from Bradshaw, who couldn't keep the ball on target, but it was a nice move to get into the attack. A ball from Verona, looking for angle on the near side, but just bounces over him. This match will decide a winner who will move on to the semifinal, joining Georgia Revolution and UMA FC, who have already booked their place in the semifinals last night. Today, the winner of this match will join them, and there will be a winner. If it ends in a tie, we will play 2 15-minute extra time periods. If it's still tied after that, it will go to a penalty kick shootout. Ball played forward, fell to the Pachuca player, and they have a chance to break here. They've attacked on this right-hand side many times in this game so far. Only one successful attempt coming from the free kick a few minutes ago, but was not able to get it on target. Here's Dadinho, quickly played with Greenberg. Greenberg pressured and forced to play the ball out of bounds. Came off of the Pachuca player, Potros throw. And that throw-in will have come off of a Potros player, so it will be a Pachuca throw-in. Referee today, Rafael Mospanyuk. Assisted by Gunwan Park and Frank Peacock. Fourth official, Griffin Westbrook. We'll see what decisions he'll have to make today, but that's one there that assistant referee on this near side, Peacock, says that was out of bounds. We saw some referee decisions last night. One of big moment penalty to Dalton United to give them the 4-1 lead, forcing UMA to have to make that dramatic comeback in the last seconds and ended up winning it in penalty kicks. A little bit of a trip up there between the two players and ends up going in favor of Pachuca. These two teams met early on in the season in the third game of the season for Potros. I believe it was Pachuca's fourth game at that time. Potros ended up coming away with a 3-0 win away at Pinecrest Academy. Dadinho was on the score sheet that day, and he's on the ball today. Was fouled after the pass. Also on the score sheet that day was Pedro Lima, who's not in the call-up today, and Oli Nuegbo, who is no longer on the with the club this season. But he contributed early on, and that was before Nazario Mbomio joined. A cross here from Greenberg is a difficult one for the keeper to deal with, and he's forced to put it out for a corner. Be the first corner of the match. You can see it's going to be difficult on this first half for Pachuca's goalkeeper with the sun in his face, and you can see here almost made a mess of that one. But ultimately, it looked like it may not have been on target regardless. Chance here from the corner kick. Cross comes in, looking on the front post, doesn't find a teammate. Now Engel putting a cross all the way to the back post, falls to the feet of Paul, but he found himself into an offside position, and it will not come to anything. Ball falls behind Barrow, who couldn't deal with it. But Paul there to cover for him, shielding the ball, wins a free kick as well. And a little bit of a tussle there between the players, and yellow card shown to Paul. Did not see if a yellow card was shown to the Pachuca player as well. Corona's ball, getting the ball into the other half. Bradshaw up to win the first one, flicks it on for Noel. Noel's pass was to a Pachuca player. Now Pachuca go back to their keeper, who will play it out this time. Oranga, Engel wins that one. Oranga wanted it. And a missed clearance from Pachuca will go out for a Potros throw-in. Noel trying to beat the pressure there in the corner. Loses it out. Been dispossessed. And a yellow card shown to Noel. Didn't see what happened there. So second yellow card in only a couple of minutes. See if we can see what happened. It was off the ball. The assistant referee on the near side, Frank Peacock, is actually the one. And it doesn't get caught on the camera either. Kwesi Paul getting up to win that one, Noel. Omar Barrow looking for an option. Goes to the feet of Noel. His touch was a little heavy, but carries the ball forward, fouled in the process. Free kick. Oranga's going to be the one over it today. Looking to put it into the box, into a dangerous position. Omar Barrow got forward, but the keeper was able to find that one into his hands. And again, we did receive the lineup for Pachuca just before kickoff, so we haven't had a chance to get it down. We'll probably have that in the second half for you. And a mistake there as Bradshaw left his leg in, commits a foul. Pachuca players wanting a card. Referee not agreeing. He said it was the Pachuca player went into the leg of Bradshaw, although there was contact, it's still a foul. And now the referee will stop the play to talk to the Pachuca coach, who is not agreeing with that decision. And the referee now showing the yellow card to the Pachuca coach, who really did not agree, and still going, risking that he could get thrown out of the game early on in the first half, but really did not agree with something. And now one of the spectators coming onto the track to yell at the referee as well from Pachuca. Being told to leave. So Pachuca not happy with the referee decisions. Showing dissent from both sides of the track. Chance here, a shot. Can't keep it down. Paul trying to find the feet of Fry, but Fry let the ball go and couldn't get control. Pachuca doing well to put pressure in the midfield. But nothing really has happened in this game other than a couple of fouls and 2 yellow cards, one to Kwesi Paul and one to Jimmy Lee Noel. And then 1 yellow card also shown to the coach of Pachuca. A flick on there by Mbomio, but called out of bounds by Gunwan Park, the assistant referee on the far side. Tempers getting a little bit heated with the temperature, particularly from the Pachuca bench and spectators. But play continues on. Here's Darinho coming away with possession. Now playing the ball forward to Noel. Noel's touch gets in front. Now chance for Mbomio. Mbomio at the edge of the box. Has a tight angle. Goes to Frost. Nobody able to get to it except for Darinho. Darinho now. Across to Fry. Blocked off the line. And a foul called there against Engel. But there was the opportunity to take the lead from Brendan Fry. Pachuca player getting in the way and blocking it off of the line. And Pachuca player down, now getting stretched, and we'll see that opportunity there again. And Mbomio put it across. Nobody able to get to it, but Darinho comes away with it, plays it to Fry, who had the open goal, but just could not get it away from that Pachuca defender who was standing right there on the line. Zero, and going into the 23rd minute. Pachuca with really most of the possession. Potros with the better chances, you could say. That one from Brendan Fry was the first shot on target of the match. Here's Nazario and Bomio. Plays it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw with a lot of space in front of him. Carries into that space. Has Dadinho to his right. Goes himself. Now wide to Noel. Noel across to the back post, but too soft. And no one was there for Potros to attack it. A chance for Pachuca, but Urangas gets in the way. Still Uranga. Wide to Dadinho. Dadinho trying to put a cross in. And wins a corner kick instead. Brendan Fry, who had that opportunity just a few moments ago to open the scoring, going to come across to take the corner kick. A good move there from Latrell Bradshaw, who started that attack by carrying the ball into the space, and they could not catch up with him. And cross from Fry, comes across, Barrow gets his head to it, and eventually cleared out for another corner. Barrow just had a little bit of a flick there in the front post, but fell to the middle of the traffic in the middle of the box, and a Pachuca player was able to get his foot to it and clear it out. Fry will take the corner again. Cross to the back post. Pull up! Across! Dadinho can't get to it. A chance for Pachuca to clear, but Dadinho gets his foot to it first. Fry trying to keep it in play. Can't do so. It's going to be a throw-in for Pachuca. And we are now in the 25th minute. You'd assume around the 30-minute mark we'll probably have a break for a cooling and hydration break, with the temperatures being what they are today. Pachuca clearing the ball out, but only as far as Uranga. His touch was not able to get under control, and now Pachuca back under possession. Trying to play through the middle. Through the midfield, I should say, and loses possession. Here's Dadinho. Nice moves to keep possession. Plays it across to Barrow. Barrow trying to play it in front to Mbomio. Gets it behind, Mbomio on the ball. Flag stays down. Mbomio trying to drive into the box. Still Mbomio. Across to Dadinho. Now Fry. Wide to Greenberg. Greenberg with a chance to put a cross. Keeps it in play. Still Greenberg. Cross to the middle. Bradshaw has a touch, but three players immediately around him. And Dadinho winning the ball back. Here's Angle. Angle with a missed kick there, but still in possession. Finds Mbomio's feet. Mbomio's touch lets him down, but Angle wins it right back. Cross in. Dealt with by Pachuca. Still has pressure. Clearance into the feet of Mbomio this time. Back to Greenberg. Greenberg thinking about the shot. He has it. Oh, nearly on target. But just a little too high. From the right back, Evan Greenberg. Don't see him shooting so often, but saw the opportunity there. As he had all the space to set it up and just could not get it down in time. It started rising and never came back down. Potros starting to gain some momentum in this half now, as the bench gets up off and starts to move their legs, being prepared for anything. A little bit of back and forth there. Eventually cleared by Potros. Jimmy Lee Noel wins the header, but no foul called. He wanted it. He looked towards the ref. And a quick 1-2 there by Pachuca trying to get through. Bradshaw picks it up. Noel. Forward to Dadinho. Dadinho looking to cut inside with the space. Still Dadinho on the ball. Trips up with his teammate Bradshaw, but manages to get it to Angle. Angle driving it to the box. Cross to the back post too high. Stays in. Jimmy Lee Noel now on that right side. Flicks it in to the box. But it's going to be safely into the hands of Pachuca's keeper. Immediately after this game, the last quarterfinal matchup between Kalanji Pro Profile, the regular season champions, and Georgia Athletic will be being played for the final semifinal spot. The ball forward by Greenberg was headed back forward by Pachuca, and Paul shields it out for a goal kick. And now there will be the hydration break. So the clock will still continue to move, and the time that will be taken here will be added on at the end of the half. While the players get a bit of water and cool down for the final 15-ish plus 17 plus added time minutes of the half. Let's take a look at probably the best opportunity of the game so far. This one here from Brendan Fry in the 22nd minute as the ball fell to Dadinho, played it across to Fry, and Fry just was not able to get it away from the defender. Pachuca doing well to defend the goal. Potros leading the shots currently with 3 shots to 2, 1 shot on target. Pachuca yet to find the target. They had 2 shots that were off target. They've done well so far, Pachuca, to really contest the midfield and get into dangerous positions, but haven't really looked threatening so far. Potros looking definitely more threatening so far, but I would say probably the last 10 minutes or so have been a little bit of momentum building for Potros, but they have not been really dominating as they have in recent weeks. As we mentioned before the match started, 8 wins in the last 9 games for Potros under Frankie Ruiz, who has come into this team and really helped to bring some discipline and get the team organized after last season without a head coach for most of the season. Saw some ups and downs, still managed to get back into the playoff semifinals despite the situations. Player coach Jake Sayer did a great job in the fall leading the team and making sure that they were able to get to that position. He since has taken time away from the club, started his family, so we're happy to see him and hope the best for him as well. Getting ready to restart will be a goal kick for Potros. Cameron Verona currently ready to take it. The players for Potros getting back on the field. All the players are on the field. The referee telling the Pachuca players that we're ready to restart. They're on the field. They could technically restart if the referee gives them the go. He's telling them to hurry up and both teams taking their time to come back on the field, which you can understand why with the temperatures of today. Very hot day and not a lot of shade on the field, as you can see. Only the shade covering pretty much just the penalty area on Potros' defensive side right now. Paul playing the ball quickly forward, all the way over the back, and Mbomio gets to it. Flag stays down. Chance for Mbomio, tries to cut, but a good tackle there from the Pachuca defense. Mbomio tried to do it himself. Was not aware of the tackle from behind and lost possession. Chance here for Pachuca now. Ball played to the front. Flicked onto the box. Uranga there to clean it up. Covering for Barrow, and a foul called now against Potros. Not sure for what. Uranga staying down after a hard challenge on him after the play. Free kick for Pachuca. Looks like it might be from a shooting position about 28 yards from goal. Not the toughest angle to score from. A little bit off to the left of the goal. Be a chance to maybe get their first shot on target. It goes and bounces off of a Pachuca player and cleared out for a corner. First corner of the match for Pachuca. Referee having a word with some of the players in the box. It's a little hard from here in the press box to always see what exactly is happening. From here, it looks like it was just some regular marking. Cross comes into the front post, headed by Greenberg away, only to the edge of the box. Still, the Pachuca player manages to get a shot on target, saved by Verona. And out for a Pachuca throw-in. Taken quickly into the box. Looking for a chance to get a shot. Paul's head in the way. And now the loose ball falls to Fry. Now Noel trying to go himself. Gets past one. Carrying the ball into space. Still Noel. Hey, and a foul there from the Pachuca player. After the fact, a yellow card to him. That was number 5 for Pachuca, who gets the yellow card for the foul on Noel and then the push afterwards. We'll take a look at that save from Cameron Verona just a second ago, as this one for Pachuca. They managed to get the shot. It was a little bit of a difficult shot there and came through traffic. Verona probably saw it at the last second. Did well to get it away from the traffic, and on the break, Jimmy Lee Noel was fouled, and free kick here. Omar Barrow over it, putting the cross in. Bradshaw trying to flick it on. Or apologies, that was Noel. Bradshaw now back here to help clean up, and Paul will be the one to do it. Going back to Verona. Verona's ball, looking for Mbomio, and Mbomio's header to it. But didn't fall to a Potros player. Pachuca with some space in the middle. Pressure from Potros, but Pachuca doing well to play through it. But still looking for the opportunity to break the lines, and there it is there. They find the wide player. Barrow gets a tackle in, wins the ball. Omar Barrow still continuing. Barrow putting a cross in all the way to the back post, and Mbomio brings it down, a shot. And an opportunity squandered there from Nazario Mbomio, who could not get it on target. Probably could have gone for the first time shot, but his touch bounced up, made it difficult for him to get the shot away. You see that one there again. That touch just bounced up and allowed the Pachuca player to get his body in the way, making it difficult for Mbomio to get a clean contact. You expect that if he's going to take a touch there, that it has to be a clean touch where he can get the shot away without any chance for pressure, or take it the first time. A great cross there from Omar Barrow, who started the season playing mostly in the midfield, has moved to center back for the majority of the season after that. Kind of swapped positions with Benjamin Uranga, who's moved into the midfield and done well. And now Potros starting to get the momentum back after the hydration break. Pachuca really got some momentum, and now Potros trying to get it back. Noel with a bad touch again, losing it in the middle. And it seems right now that the touches have been a little bit off, maybe a little bit difficult to focus with the Heat, but as we mentioned also before the game, both teams are playing under the same conditions. Cross in from Pachuca to the back post, played across. Nobody there, no touches. Actually, referee will say that there was a touch. So it will be a corner kick for Pachuca. Pachuca with the momentum in their favor currently. The 7th seed, they're the underdogs on paper in this match. They've had some good results against some top teams. They've recently played Kalonji Pro Profile, only lost 2-0, but had moments in that game where they looked dangerous. Cross comes into the front post. Angle clears it. Now Greenberg gets the second one. Looking for Mbomio, but the Pachuca player did well to cut it in front. Pachuca just having a little bit of the edge right now. A little bit more urgency to get to those balls, those 50-50 balls. And those touches, they're putting a little bit extra in the tackles. The ball played forward. Uranga wins the header. Fouled in the process. As he jumped up, the Pachuca player came from behind. Didn't even contest for the ball. Wins the free kick. And a yellow card shown to the Pachuca player for that foul. So 2 yellow cards for each team, plus 1 to the Pachuca coach. A little bit of a talk between the 4th official and the center referee there. Maybe giving a... I don't know what he's maybe talking about the bench as the coach continues to talk to the referee. Already on a yellow card. I'm not sure exactly what was talking. We obviously, from up here in the press box, we can't hear what's being said down there. Kwesi Paul, this time putting the ball into the box. Uranga up, but doesn't get his head to it. Bounces to Angle, and Angle takes a knee to the shoulder in the process, but only wins a throw-in. Angle putting the cross into the box. Darinho with the bicycle blocked. Greenberg on the second attempt. Plays it out of bounds. Goal kick played directly out of bounds, throw-in. John Angle on it. Thrown to Noel. Noel tried to flick it on. Too far for Mbomio. Loose ball in the middle. Tried to play back. Fry gets in his way. Here's Darinho. Can put a cross in early. Try to find it. It's going to bounce up. Fry getting his head to it, but Pachuca player in the way again. And now cleared by the Pachuca player. It's going to bounce. A difficult one for Barrow to deal with. Has 2 Pachuca players. Has to be strong. And does well to get that ball, but can't keep it in place. His clearance ends up going out for a throw-in either way. Here's Paul. Tried to play the ball forward, didn't get the best contact. Pachuca player ended up on the ground, and another one ends up on the ground as well. Free kick for Pachuca. A few minutes to go, see if either team can break the deadlock before halftime as the ball comes into the hands of Verona. Verona wanting to release the ball early, looking for Nazario Mbomio. Pachuca player dealt with it well. Now Uranga gets the ball, Greenberg joining the attack. Greenberg thought about the early cross in, but fakes it and goes back to Bradshaw instead. giving a chance for Potros to get numbers forward into attacking positions. Here's Engel. And Bomio flicking it one time. Here's Noel. Looking on the back post. Dealt with by the Pachuca defender. Bradshaw picking up the loose ball there. Tried to go forward. But and one thing you have to know about this Pachuca team is that they know the strategies to win free kicks, as you've seen a lot of times here. They get their bodies in the right position so that when the tackles come in, they're going to go down and win a free kick. Referee not hearing the protest. They wanted a card on that one. Free kick comes to nothing. Will be a goal kick for Potros. We'll try to get an indication of how much added time. It's going to be a little difficult to see from up here unless they have the board. We have 1 minute left of the 45. Ball put into a dangerous spot, but Verona quick to it. Now the header back in, and Paul will carry this one away. Kwesi Paul carrying the ball forward himself. Looking for the ball in behind, looking for Mbomio, but still too long. Now Paul has gone into the midfield and plays back to Verona. A bouncing ball, but enough time for Verona to get under control. Plays it back forward. Here's Noel. Now into added time. Dadinho to Fry. Noel. Good save there from the Pachuca keeper. A nice little play there between Brendan Fry, Dadinho, and Jimmy Noel. Forcing the save right at the beginning of added time. A nice little flick. Maybe unintentional, but worked out. But a good shot. Parried away for a corner kick. The fourth corner of the match for Potros. An opportunity to get something right before halftime. We're currently in added time. First minute, we did not see an indicator of how much time. We're going to estimate probably around 3. And Fry gets the cross into the back post. Oranga up. Wins the first one, wins the second one. Off of a Pachuca player. And will win another corner. Now this time, Jimmy Noel coming over to take it. Fry put more of a floater into the box. We'll see if Noel takes a different approach. His cross comes in to the back post. Paul up, but can't get his head to it. Goes down. And another corner. Paul arguing his case. Said that he was put off balance as he jumped up. It's difficult to see from here if there was any real contact. Now Fry coming over to take it again. Paul got to it, but couldn't get it on target. Challenge in the box. Comes to Fry, who plays it to Dadinho. Dadinho trying to get around the Pachuca player, fouled. we believe, about a minute or so, potentially less in this half. We're in the 3rd minute of added time. This could be the last play of the half. Potros getting numbers forward. Kwesi Paul going to be the one to take it. Every other player in the box or around the box. Paul's cross to the back post. Uranga heads it back across though, but the flag's going to go up, and they're going to say that the ball was already out of bounds. Uranga does not agree, and that will bring us to halftime with a 0-0 score. And Bomio put it back into the back of the net just before halftime. We'll see once again. It's hard. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult to tell from this angle, but the flag went up right away. That's one that probably needs goal line technology. 0-0 at halftime. You can see the stats on the screen. Potros with 6 shots to Pachuca's 3. Pachuca probably a little bit more composed, but Potros with the better of the chances. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to bring you the second half of this playoff quarterfinal match. We'll see you there. welcome back as we get ready for the second half of this UPSL Georgia Premier Division quarterfinal matchup between Potros FC and Filial Pachuca Georgia. Potros, you can see there, with 6 shots, about double of what Pachuca did, but Pachuca really kind of winning the mental game so far, winning the free kicks and getting into dangerous positions, but not able to test the keeper. Only 1 save for Verona, 2 saves for Pachuca's keepers. Well, really 1 save for Pachuca's keeper, which is Sanchez. And 1 shot that was blocked off the line. Potros did get a goal right at the edge of at the end of the half. Came to Nazario and Bomio in an open goal, but the goal did not count because the header from Benjamin Uranga was called to be out of bounds before the ball was finished. So second half getting ready to start. We'll see if either team makes any changes, makes some adjustments, some halftime instructions to try to take the advantage in this second half. Seeing the Potros team coming out onto the pitch. Looks like no changes for the second half to start off. Cameron Verona will have the sun in his face in the second half. We'll see how that plays a part. But both teams trying to punch their ticket into the semifinal to join Georgia Revolution and UMAFC. If the score ends tied at the end of the 90 minutes, we will go into 2 periods of 15-minute extra times. And then if it's still tied after that, it'll go into penalty kicks. And actually, as we get ready to kick off, we're actually missing Darinho from the field. I don't think he was subbed off, but we'll see if he comes onto the field. Perhaps just went to the restroom, and we do see him coming onto the field now from the far side. So Darinho will continue in the second half. The club's all-time leading scorer. Got his 50th UPSL Premier goal this season. He has 8 on the season and 5 assists. So even though he's not the top scorer for this season, he still has contributed many times as we get ready for kickoff. Here, the final 45 minutes of this quarterfinal. One of these teams, it will be the final 45 minutes of their season in the spring 2025. And we are underway here. Kickoff for Potros in all white, moving from left to right. Pachuca, Georgia in the navy and white from right to left on your screen. Ball played forward by Barrow, finds the feet of Jimmy Noel. Had a back and forth first half. Tried to be the creative player and got the only shot on target that forced the keeper save. Did well there to get the ball down the line, and Brendan Fry was the one who ultimately put the cross in. Now, Paul going for the long shot, but too high and over the goal. One thing we did notice at halftime, there was a play when Benjamin Uranga went for the header, was fouled by the Pachuca player, and a yellow card was shown. Based on the conversation from up here, it looks like Uranga was having with the referee. I think the yellow card was shown to Uranga, potentially for dissent. So we said originally that it was shown to the Pachuca player. We weren't sure. We'll see if that makes an impact as the game goes on. Goal kick falls into empty space. Barrow gets his leg to it, and Bradshaw fouled. Hard foul there, and the referee gonna talk to the player. A yellow card was also shown to Pachuca's head coach, I believe Ricardo Montoya, for dissent after he disagreed with some decisions. And here's Latrell Bradshaw in the midfield. Forward to Darinho. Darinho with pressure. Carries the ball wide. Wins a throw-in. Evan Greenberg on the throw. Goes quickly to the feet of Mbomio. Mbomio at the edge of the box. Back to Greenberg. Greenberg now trying to put a cross in and gets blocked. Number 5 for Pachuca, Porcelli, does have a yellow card for a foul on Jimmy Noel in the first half. And Mbomio flick onto Darinho. Dadinho shot with his left foot, not able to get to goal. Oranga's header falls to Noel. Jimmy Noel trying to turn, but turns right into pressure and gets the ball cleared off of him. You can see Oranga's frustration. He wanted the ball to his feet facing the goal, but Noel tried to turn himself and ran straight into the defense. And that's what we were saying at the beginning of the half is Noel's had a back and forth match. He's had moments like that where he's tried to go himself, but he's also had moments where he's done some creative plays and created danger. So they'll need him to kind of get it right the second half if they want to get on. Here he is on the ball. Jimmy Lee Noel loses the possession in the corner. The ball forward by Pachuca takes a deflection off Oranga. Now Bradshaw there to get the second ball. Falls to the feet of Dadinho. Getting it forward, but no one on to the run. Will be in the hands of Freddy Sanchez. We did get the lineup for Pachuca, as I mentioned. At the beginning of the game, we were able to, at halftime, get it organized, and we should be able to call those players as they get involved. And here's a chance for Pachuca. A ball over the top, but Verona's going to get to it first. A little bit of danger there as the Barrow had stepped forward in that play and left the space in behind him. But the ball was played into that space, but too heavy, and Verona was able to get it. Verona's punt forward, not the best. Ball straight to the middle. Brendan Fry loses the battle. And now Porcelli on the ball. Comes back to number 84. We don't have a name for number 84. Kwesi Paul getting his head to that one. And now Greenberg getting onto the second one. Pachuca will restart from the defense. They go straight long again. Barrow sees that he has the space and controls it down. Trying to play the ball forward to Mbomio. Fry gets the second ball. Dadinho flicks on. Mbomio flicks as well. Still Dadinho. Can find a teammate if he can't get control. And Noel gets to it in the box. To Engel. John Engel. Goal! John Engel with the finish from the edge of the box, places it into the top corner and gives Potros the lead at home in Marietta. 1-0 to the Potros. Los Potros of Marietta, Georgia. Noel does well to control. Engel saw the angle and found the back post. Found the lead in this match. What a finish from the newly entered player into the Potros team. John Engel gives Potros a 1-0 lead. And this place has gone alive from that finish. And Spencer Van Buskirk has entered the match in the meantime. He's on the ball now. Dadinho trying to find the lead second ball really early on, but can't get control as that ball was just right behind him. Van Buskirk putting the pressure on. Now Pachuca with a chance to respond. Pachuca with some space, has to go 1v1 with Paul. Paul needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card, does well to tackle. Noel trying to get the second ball, then commits a foul. Played quickly in by Pachuca. Ball given away. Noel can't get control though. Robledo plays it wide to Diaz. Engel, the goal scorer, able to play it off of Diaz and win the throw-in. Just take a look again at that finish. The ball's back into play, but we got to see that one again. Noel, we mentioned that they needed him to get a little bit more involved in this half, a little bit more consistent, and he was able to get the assist on that goal by controlling that ball on the far side. Had John Engel coming forward, Barrow with the hard challenge gets called for a free kick there. Just a little bit late on the challenge. A free kick from Pachuca in a dangerous position. Will be Porcelli over the ball for Pachuca. Pachuca coming into this game as the 7th seed of the regular season, trying to pull off an upset. They did well so far in this match, but nobody could stop that shot from John Engel. They have a chance here though. Free kick taken short from the edge of the box. Shot blocked by Mbomio. Doing the job at the other end of the field that he normally does. Pachuca gets to it first. Time to put a cross in. To the back post. Headed back across. Barrow there to clear. A bad touch there from the Pachuca player, quickly taken by Van Buskirk, finding Mbomio. Mbomio with Van Buskirk with him. Van Buskirk coming across, still Mbomio. Oh, good tackle there from the Pachuca player to stop the attack. Ooh, and a nice, nasty challenge there from the Pachuca player on Uranga. After the play, just stamped on him as he was on the ground. Uranga stays down. No call on the play. The referee now stops the play. That was a nasty challenge. I think the referee completely missed it. We'll see the replay. We got that one there. The Pachuca player is going to be lucky not to go away with a... You're going to be lucky not to have seen that one because... Apologies. I'm so sorry about the music playing in the background. We have now taken care of that. We were on the wrong setting for the match. Apologies for that. We are now in the correct place. Ball back into play. Angle. Looking for Noel. Noel taken out in the process. So, as we mentioned, referee missed the challenge on Uranga. We'll see that one here. Uranga winning for the challenge, and there the stamp on Uranga after the challenge was missed by the referee. One of the strategies we mentioned earlier in the first half for teams like this Pachuca team that we're used to seeing these types of teams in this league, that they make those kind of challenges off the ball. We saw it in the first half as well. They know how to win free kicks. They know how to get around the referee. In this league, there's no VAR. And now the Pachuca player is getting some attention down on the far side after that foul against Noel. Noel let the ball roll, and as he tried to turn, the Pachuca player took him down, and looks like he took the worst of it in the process. Shout out to the group chat at home for pointing out that the music was playing after the goal. Apologies for that. There's a one-man broadcast team up here in the booth other than Jace McBride helping out on camera. Thank you, Jace. We appreciate all the help that you give. Unfortunately, Richard Carbajal, who normally has been with us, was not able to make it today. Thank you, everyone who's watching, for pointing that out and helping us get that fixed. Pachuca getting ready to make a couple of substitutions as they now trail 1-0. Potros looking for a chance to double the lead. Van Buskirk's ball in. Uranga's up. Heads across the field, but no one was there from Potros to put it back to goal. John Engel winning the ball back. Engel again. Ball forward to Mbomio, but too heavy, will be a goal kick. And now we will see two substitutions made for Pachuca. We'll see number 29, that's Ruiz, being replaced, as well as number 21, I believe, which was Robledo. So Robledo and Ruiz are the ones who come off. One looked like a center back and one looked like a center mid. Number 47, Berrio, comes in and looking like he's a forward player, and another midfielder, which means one of the other midfielder players looks like he will move back into the defense. The other player who came in was number 7, Clemente. And Potros also getting ready to make a substitution on the next opportunity. Christian Watson being prepared to come in. We'll see who he replaces. Engel getting up on the ball and winning that header. Wins the second one as well. Balls to Noel on the far side. Can't control, but still working to win it back. Engel there to help. Foul called against Engel. Just went a little too hard in the referee's opinion. Free kick for Pachuca near the Potros bench, and Potros will make a sub before they're able to do it. And it will be Jimmy Lee Noel, the one who made the assist for the goal, being the one replaced. And we will see Christian Watson come into the game. Will play on the wing today. Cross coming in. Paul looking for it, misses the first one. Greenberg gets the second. Pachuca have some work to do. They're going against the team who had the best defensive record in the regular season. Potros still putting the pressure on. Greenberg winning that header into the middle. Here's Van Busker, gets it, tried to get it behind Santillon, but he dealt with it well. Watson, the newly entered player, putting the pressure on. And now Paul finding Bradshaw. Bradshaw turning and manages to find Van Busker. A hard challenge there against Van Busker. Van Busker still on it. Uranga now plays it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw with some space in front of him. Goes to Mbomio on the far side. Mbomio at the edge of the box. Has players running in. Mbomio still tried to put the cross in. Dealt with well by the defense of Pachuca. Now they have to clear their lines. They do so. Only as far as Omar Barrow. He has time, but his touch let him down a bit, but he recovered from it. And now Paul on the ball. We see Paul looking for the long switch. Watson came running from behind. Gets the ball, gets into the box. Here's Watson. Still Watson. What a save there from Pachuca's keeper to deny Christian Watson from doubling the lead at a tight angle. Score will continue 1-0. Foul called there against Omar Barrow. Trying to take it quickly. And now the ball switched to the near side. Mbomio coming back to help defend. Great work effort there from Mbomio today. Uranga with a nice challenge in the midfield as well. Against Clemente, the newly entered player. Ball in the middle, picked out by Bradshaw. Gets a touch before the Pachuca player can control. And now Darinho coming away with it. Darinho looking wide to Mbomio. A little bit too heavy, and the Pachuca player will have to deal with the pressure. Greenberg kept it in play. Pachuca kept it in play that time. Still in play. Pachuca's keeper will clear. Paul winning the first header. 50-50 ball in the middle. Engel gets to it. Now Watson on the far side. He had a chance just a minute ago. Watson with some speed and some skills. They call him Neymar. But he's not Neymar. As you've seen, if you've seen on our social media page, he was the one who won the own goal in last week's 1-0 win against FC Columbus Elite. We'll take a look at that opportunity he had a few minutes ago as Pachuca makes another substitution. But this was that one, a great ball over the top. Found Watson with some space. He went in a tight angle, tried to get it past Freddy Sanchez, but could not find that angle. It was a tough one. He had options in the middle, but decided to try to catch the keeper off and go to the front post. Sanchez getting the ball back underway after the substitute was made. Paul getting the ball after bouncing in the middle. Uranga with the header. And now Bradshaw. Clemente winning it back. Greenberg does well to hit it off of him and win a throw-in. Just under 30 minutes to go in this match. Potros with the lead, 1-0. Looking to try to secure their third straight semifinal appearance in the UPSL playoffs. Still have not been able to break that stage of the playoffs yet. Pachuca player running forward as Santion from the center back position. He continues his run. Ball into the box. Verona's going to pick that one up. Throws it in all the way to Van Buskirk near the halfway line. Finds Dadinho in the middle. Dadinho finds the space in between. Nice bit of skill there from Dadinho. Wide to Mbomio. Mbomio keeps it in play. A mistimed challenge from Pachuca's player. Mbomio to the edge of the box. Uranga! What an opportunity there from Benjamin Uranga. A great run from Mbomio. And this one in behind. Watson, can he get to it first? He doesn't. Good work from the Pachuca player to beat off the pressure. But his ball forward is going to go back to Verona. Van Buskirk saw the keeper off the line, but went for the long switch. What a ball there from Van Buskirk to find Watson. Now Watson on the far side. Continues. Looking for an option if he can go into the box. Tries to go himself, but runs into the Pachuca defense. Now Pachuca with a chance to break. They'll have to beat Paul, but Paul picks it out. Paul wide to Greenberg. Forward to Mbomio. Mbomio turns. Still Mbomio. Still Mbomio. Went to Dadinho. Ball loose. Mbomio! That was the opportunity from Nazario Mbomio. Has 15 goals in the regular season. That one wide of the goal after he beat the keeper. Potros with the opportunities to extend their lead have not been able to take them in the last few minutes. They'll have to see if that's going to come back as this game continues. And now Ohiwiri will come into the game, and it looks like Uranga will be the one who's replaced. Take a look at one of the last involvements that Uranga had in this half in the game before he gets replaced, as Mbomio got into the box, found Uranga at the edge of the box, and that was the opportunity, but his left foot could not put it onto the frame. Throw in for Pachuca. Another throw. Ohiwiri entering the game. He's played most of last season as left back. He's going to play in the midfield today. Hasn't made too many appearances this season, and most of them have been short cameos off the bench, but made a big contribution in that North Georgia match here a few months ago, where he came on as a sub and helped win the momentum in Potros' favor. Here's John Angle, the goal scorer. Still Angle tries to get past one man. Stays with the ball. Still Angle gets tackled off it there. And Buskirk plays it to Mbomio. Mbomio tried to switch it to Greenberg. Pachuca with a quick play. An angle there again to clear. Does well to stop the attack from Pachuca. And now they'll have to start all the way back from Freddy Sanchez. Sanchez with the long ball. Good control there from Lopez. Here's Clemente. Greenberg with a nice challenge. Forward to Dadinho. Dadinho has pressure on him. Tried to turn himself. Throw-in goes in favor of Pachuca. Back on the ball. Van Buskirk this time puts a pressure in, and this time it goes for Potros throw. Clemente for Pachuca. Trying to find Lopez. Bradshaw picks it out. The ball back falls to the feet of Ben Buskirk. He tried to flick it into the space for Ohiwiri, but Ohiwiri was too far back. Here's Pachuca with a chance. A cross into the box is too heavy. And another substitute for Pachuca. Here was that opportunity in the 65th minute as Mbomio played it across. Sanchez got his foot to it. Mbomio picked up the loose ball, but could not wrap his foot around it. Freddy Sanchez put his leg in the way, forcing Mbomio to try to play it around him and did not find the target. That could have been the opportunity to give Potros a stronger lead. Only 22 minutes remaining plus added time. At this point, anything can happen. You saw yesterday, UMA was down by 3 goals at a later part of the match and managed to come back and tie it 4-4 before going into extra time and eventually winning on penalties after a back-and-forth match with Dalton United. Georgia Revolution, on the other hand, had a comfortable 3-1 win against Limeño. They took the lead twice and then never lost it again. But a chance here for Pachuca as they put the ball back into the box. Barrow did not let it go. He decided to head it. And now a chance for Lopez. Can't get a shot away as the ball got stuck under his feet. And Engel was able to get him in there and clear it away. But still with Pachuca now. Here's Porcelli. But his shot's off target. First shot of the half for Pachuca. Most of their attacks have been long balls that have either gone out of bounds or to the hands of the keeper or picked out by the defense of Potros. That was their first shot. Verona trying to get his players forward. Doesn't want to play out from the back with Pachuca starting to put the pressure on. They've made a lot of substitutions. They've have some more fresh legs. Potros with 3 substitutions so far. And Mbomio's header falls to Dadinho. Ohiwiri getting forward. Dadinho's ball over the top. Watson there. Trying to get control, but Pachuca ends up winning the battle. Sanchez clearing. Engel with the first header. Bradshaw with the second ball. And Buskirk trying to come away with it. Does so. Now Watson's touch with his chest was too heavy. A bit of a 50-50 battle there on the far side of the field. Kind of going back and forth between Potros and Pachuca. No team really able to control. Now Pachuca under control after the throw-in. Still dealing with the pressure. That ball, Watson picks it up. Not able to do anything with it. And now a chance for Pachuca. Here's Berrio. Engel does well. Cut it off. Throw in quick. Trying to take it quickly. Goes into the box. Lopez. From a tight angle, puts it into behind. No one there for Pachuca. Greenberg able to head to the space. Dadinho's going to get to it first. Tries to get around Porcelli. Porcelli grabbing onto him. No call. Porcelli continues. Ohiwiri with a strong challenge, but a free kick called against him. Opportunity here. Very similar position to the one they had in the first half. That one ended up getting blocked by his own teammate before getting cleared out for a corner kick. Porcelli over the ball, seeing if he can do anything with this one. He won the free kick. This one's into the wall. Greenberg trying to clear. He was held, but no call. Engel on the tackle. Can't get it away. Here's Clemente. Greenberg went for the challenge, missed it. Played across. Verona, almost a miscommunication, but managed to get it to his feet. Played out to Watson. Watson with the control. Has pressure. Has to go back. Ben Buskirk now playing forward to Mbomio. Mbomio with some space. Has Ohiwiri with him. Has Dadinho joining as well. Dadinho. Tight angle. Goes back across to the back post. But not controlled enough to cause danger. Sean McKeever getting ready to enter the match for Potros. In the 73rd minute now. Pachuca looking to get forward. The ball looking for the near side winger, but Darinho was there to pick up the loose ball. Only for his touch to go back to the Pachuca player. Arevalo playing forward. Arevalo again. Ohiwiri picking that one up. A long switch. Looking for Diaz. Angle gets to it first. Helps it on its way for a throw-in. Quick throw-in in. Looking for Lopez. Barrow called for the foul. Referee having a talk with Barrow, telling him it's the last one, and a free kick for Pachuca. Pachuca looking for the back post. Will go out for a goal kick. And now Sean McKeever will enter the match. The player coming off will be Darinho. .16 minutes remaining. We'll probably have a hydration break in the next stoppage. Now you can see majority of the field is now covered in shade. It will feel a lot cooler than in the first half. Challenge there from Ohiwiri. Cleared by Pachuca. Paul wins the header uncontested. A nice header that falls all the way in behind, and now McKeever able to get his foot to it. Watson controls. Wide to Mbomio. Watson helping out. Watson puts a cross in. McKeever was not able to read the cross well. Bradshaw cutting across the Pachuca player, getting it out for a throw. Santillon making his way forward. He's been playing center back for the last few minutes, now in the front position. Does well to get into the box, but Barrow there to clear it. And now it looks like Pachuca's only keeping 3 defenders back. They're pushing numbers forward as they need to try to get back into this game. Only time is running out for them. Cross into the box. Barrow deals with it. Falls to McKeever wide. Tries to get it to Watson, but a difficult ball to deal with as it was high. And Pachuca did well to double team Watson and win the ball back. Now they put the cross in. Paul winning the header. Van Buskirk flicking it onto Watson's feet. Watson with a quick flick to Ohiwiri. Has McKeever in front of him. Tries to look for him, and McKeever's there on the second ball, but not able to control. Throw for Pachuca. Put back in quickly by Caballero. Played forward. Bradshaw misses the first one. Barrow. No foul called. Ball into the box. Watson tries to control. He was in between 2 players. It was a very difficult one. Would have been impressive if he managed to control it. And Bomio doing well to see that one out for a throw. Angle finding Mbomio. Back to Angle. Mbomio. Ohiwiri. Turns with it. Finds Greenberg. Greenberg looking to put the ball into the box. Finds the feet of Van Buskirk. Goal! Spencer Van Buskirk gets his first goal for Potros to give Potros the 2-0 lead here in the 78th minute. Nice move here. Greenberg did well to find Van Buskirk in the box. Just a touch and a turn. One time. It was not the most powerful shot, but it was perfectly in the corner on the first time touch and turn. That's what we talked about in the first half. We saw an opportunity for Mbomio. His first touch let him down. That one is the one that you need. That first touch from Van Buskirk puts Potros so much closer to getting back into the semifinal of the conference playoffs. They've got about 12 minutes left to see this out. No hydration break given this half, which is surprising. Hard challenge in the middle, but McKeever comes away with it. Another challenge from the middle from Pachuca, and the Pachuca player stays down. And Buskirk winning the ball back. A nice little flick there to Engel. Watson. Hard challenge from behind by Berrio, playing it out. And now it looks like another substitute will be made for Potros. And it will be Carrillo entering the match, replacing Mbomio. Manuel Carrillo, the second all-time scorer of the club, his all competitions, replaces this season's top scorer, Nazario Mbomio. Manuel Carrillo has had his fair share of golden boot races over the years with Potros. Now plays with Life University. Potros defense proving to be very difficult to break down. As Van Buskirk gets the ball forward, McKeever not able to keep it in, but wins the throw in instead. Throw into Carrillo. Carrillo with a chest flick to Watson. Much better display in the second half from Potros. Much more controlled, especially in the attacking third. Here's Watson in the corner. Wins a corner kick. Watson with the corner. Goes directly out of bounds. Goal kick from Pachuca went all the way back, and Engel's header was flicked on. Barrow fouled as he tried to play that ball back. Two substitutes remaining for Potros. They've got Simeon Dishman, Noah Kuamoto, and Branderman, as well as Ben Miller, the backup goalkeeper, available on the bench today. Long ball looking for Carrillo. Let it bounce, and a foul called against Carrillo. As it stands, Potros will be the third team entering into the conference playoff semifinals, following UMA FC and Georgia Revolution, who both won their matches yesterday. After this match ends, the final quarterfinal match between Georgia Athletic and Kalanji Pro Profile will determine the final semifinalists. Depending on the result of that match would determine who would face who as the semifinals are seeded. So the top advancing seed would play the lowest. Here's a chance for Pachuca. Shot was blocked at the edge of the box. Great work from Potros defense. Despite being up by 2, they continue to work hard, not allowing any chances in the second half for Pachuca. Chance here for Watson. He has McKeever coming forward. Keeper made his run early, lost a little bit of momentum, but picked up the loose ball and now tries to get it onto Carrillo, but Carrillo can't get to it before it falls to the hands of Freddy Sanchez. Freddy Sanchez trying to play quickly, but ends up kicking it straight out of bounds, and Potros will take their time to get the ball back into play. If this result stands, Potros would face either Georgia Athletic or Georgia Revolution. If Kalanji Pro Profile wins, they would face Georgia Revolution. If Georgia Athletic wins, they would face Georgia Athletic. Regardless, that match would be played here at Marietta High School next Sunday at 6 p.m., the same as this week. We will see if they can see this game out before that happens. Carrillo putting a cross into the box. Blocked by the Pachuca player and then cleared out. Another substitute getting ready to enter the match for Potros. This time it'll be Dishman. It looks like he will replace the goal scorer of the first goal, John Engel, with a beautiful goal that he scored at the beginning of this half. Cross here, Carrillo nearly putting it in. Okay, Weary's header. Watson gets a chance to redeem himself after the last corner kick that he kicked directly out of bounds. This time keeps it in and puts it across to Paul. But Paul header was too difficult for him, and McKeever is not able to control the second one. Quickly taken in by Pachuca. Back underway. Santillo trying to get the ball forward. Pressure from Potros stopping the attack well. This time they get the ball into the middle. Here's Arevalo. Looking for Lopez. Great challenge there from Kwesi Paul to stop the attack as Centennial got in. And now the second one blocked by Dishman. Ohiweri with space in front of him if he can take it. Ohiweri still Ohiweri running by himself. Ohiweri finds McKeever. Saved by the Pachuca goalkeeper Sanchez. McKeever unable to open his Potros account. Watson can find his first goal. Watson, another great save, and McKeever's there on the follow-up. Goal by Potros. Sean McKeever gets his first goal. This is the night of the first goals for Potros as Sean McKeever gets his first one, following up on Spencer Van Buskirk, who got the second. And what a series of play there. Potros putting all the pressure. It all started with that run from Ohiweri, who brought the ball forward all by himself into the box. Let's see that one. Just finished off. The shot from Watson blocked. And McKeever finally, after many attempts throughout the season, finally opens his Potros FC accounts. Had so many chances, especially in the beginning of the season. And now a chance for Pachuca as they get the ball forward quickly. A little bit of a clash between Dishman and the winger came into Pachuca. Pachuca with a cross in. Headed by Greenberg. Paul on the second one clears. First ball picked up by Pachuca and gets to the second one as well. Here's Berrio. One-on-one with Greenberg. Greenberg does well. Now Van Buskirk does well, gets the foul. Wins a free kick. So much happened right there. It's hard to keep up with. I think we're a little bit behind on the stats for this match, but we currently have Potros with 15 shots, Pachuca with 4. A completely different second half compared to the first half. when you look at the statistics and the momentum of the game. First half was a lot more evenly contested. Potros really got control of this game in the second half. And they have a chance to add to it. Here's Carrillo. Carrillo! Goal! And Potros FC will be joining the semifinals for the third season in a row. And Manuel Carrillo has sealed the deal to give Potros the 4-0 lead in the 89th minute. And while that was happening, Greenberg was replaced, and Noah Kuamoto will make his debut for Potros today. One minute remaining of regular time. We'll see how much time is added, but what a display in the second half from the Potros team. Started with John Engel, followed up by Spencer Van Busker getting his first goal. Sean McKeever getting his first goal, and Manuel Carrillo getting one of many goals that he has scored for Potros over the years. Van Busker flicking it on. Here's Kuamoto. Can he keep it in play? Does well. Noah Kuamoto. First touches in the Potros FC uniform. Van Busker picking up the ball. A great impact from the bench today. Here's Watson. Tried to go himself. Falls to McKeever. Can make it 5, but shot was blocked. It will be a corner kick instead. Noah Kuamoto, currently, I believe he's the youngest player in this squad today. Has come into Potros and really developed over the season. Earning his first appearance today. Header by Paul. Falls to the hands of Sanchez. Sanchez doesn't have many options. Has to get time for the Pachuca players to get forward. Does finally get it there. But Paul, who won the header on the corner, got back and won that ball there as well. Great work from the Grenadian center back to make the effort to come back and help in defense. Barrow winning that ball to the feet of Ohiwiri. Ohiwiri, look at the speed on him. Getting past the defender. Into the middle to Watson. A great impact player has been Ohiwiri. Watson with the shot. What a finish there from Christian Watson, adding to the tally, getting his first goal as well on tonight. Potros 5, Pachuca 0. And this is just an impressive performance from this Potros team today. Look at that finish. Left foot at the edge of the box, into the far post, just rattles the net. Potros 5, Pachuca 0. Potros will be back next week in Marietta High School. Next Sunday at 6 p.m. Make sure to tune in. Make sure to be here. There's only a few minutes left here. Pachuca trying to get the ball forward. Dishman winning that header. And again, this bench from Potros today has been such an impact. Ohiwiri, Van Buskirk, Watson, Carrillo got a goal, McKeever got a goal, Kuamoto and Dishman making impacts as well. Just shows the depth that Frankie Ruiz is working with, and very impressive that he's been able to get this team together. This job's not done. They still have 2 more to win the championship, and they still got to finish this game out. Here's a chance for Berrio. Trying to find a chance to shoot, but has to go wide instead. Still the player from Pachuca, Van Buskirk, there to clear it. Here's Clemente. finding Varela. And Watson picks up the ball in the middle. Now Dishman trying to get the ball to McKeever on this near side. Pachuca players walking back. They know the game's over. They're giving up. They're giving up. Here's Kuamoto carrying the ball forward. Can they make it 6? Here's McKeever. McKeever still. Could he get another one? And McKeever! What a save there from Freddie Sanchez. But you got to question that work there from Pachuca not walking back. But it didn't matter. In the end, Potros will come away with the win. 5-0 on the night. A great performance from the team. A great performance off the bench. And Frankie Ruiz will be back next week to try to find the semifinal. We will find out who the opponent will be after tonight's match for Kalonji Pro Profile against Georgia Athletic. And we will be here to bring you that match on our YouTube channel next week as well. It's a great performance here. A great second half performance, we should say. The first half didn't have much to show for it, but they will come away with the win. Thank you everyone here for joining me, Christopher Oranga, bringing this match in this UPSL Premier quarterfinal match. We'll be happy to see you next time.
Oh, yeah.